Dun, dun, dun. We're live. Hello. Hi, guys. Lucy, aka the Watchbox Star, is here. It's just like a tick now, I think, doing that. Oh, got some people in already. First, you were here before us. You were actually here before us. Sorry, guys. We're typical women and we're a little bit late. Sorry.
It's normally me.
Hi, handsome cogs. I saw Julian on the we saw Julian on the weekend.
We did.
Red Bar meetup, as always. He's a solid member. Yeah, we'll wait for a few more people. Watch me move on watches. Wow, that was a bit of a mouthful. Struggle for me. Hello everyone, back to Wednesday rambling. Slightly different crowd going on today. I'm Lucy, obviously. Watch Watch Days. You're on my channel. What am I wearing? I'm going to start with. I've got Cherry on today.
Oh, nice.
I've got my Cherry on. She's my baby. Well, 3 years, and I'm still like not over the honeymoon period.
3 years. I remember Matt.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
Flown by. So much has changed, and then also not a lot.
No.
Yeah, that is my cherry blossom, and I am drinking this odd-looking sour today. I was saying to Shari just before this, our beer and wine fridge collection is dwindling. So this is actually Matt's. He doesn't know it yet. He'll come home to an empty fridge. But this is one of my favourite breweries, Three Hills Brewing, and it is a Forbidden Florum flower and berry sour.
What's a sour?
Sour. A sour beer.
Oh, it's a beer.
Yeah, it's a beer. That's why it's kind of a darker colour, but it's nice. So if you see me pulling like weird faces, it's just because I'm drinking a sour today. Shall we move over? Shari, what are you wearing? What are you drinking?
So I'm wearing, I can never say it, a Furlan Mari. Is that right?
Nice. I think that's right. I'm no good at pronunciations anyway, as everyone knows from my videos. So.
And I am obviously drinking Prosecco.
You love a bit of sparkle.
Yes, as per usual.
Really hoping for that.
Predictable.
Really hoping for that deal, aren't you? That sponsorship deal.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for. No, it's downstairs in the shopping centre, so it's easy to go and run and get. I'm lazy.
Smart. Some of you may know our third guest. Third guest? I'm not really a guest. Our third person today. Sarah. Sarah, would you like to introduce yourself and what you're wearing and if you are drinking anything? I haven't seen you drink anything yet.
Yes, but no. So yes, I am Sarah. And yeah, I've known Lucy for 100 years. No, Lucy, you're to blame. You're to blame. You were to credit for me actually getting on Instagram. Do you remember that?
I will take that.
Yep, I was too shy about it all, and then you made me set up a page, and I haven't looked back. So yes, thank you very much for that again. Yeah, I've been on Scottish Watches, friends with Ricky and Dave, part of Red Bar, and I work for Bonhams, the auction house, as a watches specialist. So yes, and I'm wearing a Seiko 5. Cute, which I got from my friend Ben, who owns Bailey's Antiques in Paisley. Shout out. And wait for it, don't get too excited. This is tap water.
Oh.
So, yep.
You're really pushing the bow out tonight. Although I did learn something when I was in Glasgow a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
People in Scotland don't pay for their water.
No.
Is that right?
Just comes out the tap pen. So yeah.
Us down in England having a water bill every month. Glasgow's like, no.
No, I know. And it depends where you are. Sometimes it tastes okay, but yeah. No, so we don't have anything about worrying about hosepipe, this and that. And
What?
anyway, I'm really selling Scotland too, so don't get too excited. Like,
We get
it's
free
not just tap water.
I mean, I would take
Free tap water.
Yeah. Got an essay as well, so there's also that.
You do, yeah. To be fair, that is a flex. That is a flex.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Keeping Watch UK should be drinking Iron Brew, surely. I mean,
Indeed, if that came out the tap, yes. No, I know. Next time, I know I've let you down. Next time,
you've let Scotland. You've let Scotland down. No,
I'm so sorry.
no pressure, but you've let them down.
I know.
All right.
I think I've got
a few people in the chat here. Sup, ladies? Hi, Under the Cuff. Hi, Dan. Oh, Hayley for short. Or
Yes.
yeah.
We love
That's
Hayley. Hi, Hayley.
so much easier to say than watch me move on. Could be a test when you've had a few drinks, like to see whether you can say it or not. Right, what is everyone in the chat wearing? Actually, I should probably ask you guys. What are you all wearing? It's been a bit, I'll say a bit of a busy week in terms of watches with Geneva. I keep going to say Geneva Watch Week, but it's not. It's Geneva Watch Days. It's just like multiple.
Mm-hmm. But it does last about a week though.
Yeah.
Have you ladies ever been?
No.
I really wanted to go this year. Next year.
Yeah.
Let's
maybe.
all go.
We should go. Yeah, I was going to say we should all go. A little
Group
watch
trip. I don't think Geneva would know what's here.
Absolutely not. We're great friends.
Oh, apparently I did the same to Hayley. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Lucy did that to me. Started my own Instagram page.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm pretty good at that. I'm all for pushing women onto Instagram and the watch world of Instagram. There needs to be more of us. It was getting a bit sausage party. Which, oh my god, have you guys ever seen that film? Sorry, this is not watch related at all. But have you ever seen Sausage Party?
No.
I seriously considered it and then didn't think it was something I could watch in front of the kids. So
No,
it's not.
Not yet.
It's not.
Have you?
Although it's animated, not a kids' film.
Okay, noted.
Not a kids' film. I think I spent the whole film just like this. Which is completely like, what the actual hell am I watching?
You're not selling it to us.
No.
Just, it's interesting. It's an experience. It is an experience.
I remember the first or second time I was on Scottish Watches, and I was very aware that my boss and everything would be listening, but then I somehow got on to talking about the film Brothers Grimsby, which is not, again, something to ever watch with kids. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh my god, highly recommend it.
No, it's Sacha Baron Cohen, isn't it?
Oh yeah, there's a couple of scenes in that will
like the fairy tales.
Oh no, Brothers Grimm. No,
Not
this is
Brothers
Grimsby as in like Northern England. Is it Northern England? But it is brilliant, but it's absolutely gross. But yes,
typical
I recommend it.
Sacha Baron Cohen type film. I bet.
I'm just laughing at Liam's comment. This chat is a bit of a sausage party.
Hi Liam. Welcome to This Is Us. There's us and Hayley, I think, at the moment, which, I mean, it kind of sums up the watch industry, to be honest.
I don't know. I think it's more balanced these days.
So much more than it was even a few years ago from what I've experienced.
Yeah. Yeah, even thinking about when you made me go on Instagram, like back then, and then I think I've just met so many people now.
Absolutely.
All backgrounds. Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Once you're in the watch community, you're in it for life, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you made go on it in lockdown, but you were like my first follower. I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to do
I was your first follower.
I think so. Or one of two.
Maybe this is my calling. Just like peer pressure people like females into the watch community.
Yeah.
Please join.
And then enabling us to spend loads of money on something else that we hadn't thought of. And
Oh yeah, I'm good at that. Just spend other people's money.
I am actually a really good enabler. So anybody ever wants validation to buy a watch, just come to me. I'll always buy it. Watches, whatever you want, buy it.
Right, what are people wear? Full Metal G-Shock. Ed's wearing a Full Metal G-Shock. Honestly, something about them. I'm a massive G-Shock fan anyway, but there's something about the metal one that just looks so badass.
Yeah. I tried that on at a James Porter event in Glasgow in October. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Like, I want them to be epic. I feel like I put it on and be like, this is what RoboCop would wear in like real life.
Yes.
They're robust enough to like endure. And then they just look like they'd match the RoboCop aesthetic.
Yeah. It's gone in the comments, but then, oh no, Gareth Curtis, do you see that? Are your significant others into watches? Well, obviously Lucy, yes.
Yes.
Did you enable him? Was that your fault?
I'm so far behind. I'm really not good at this hosting business, am I? Sorry, guys. The best bit is I'll go through it at the end and be like, oh my God, that's a cool watch. That's a great watch. That's a great watch. That was a great question. Are your significant others into watches? Well, yeah, mine is, and it's really bad for our financial stability. Because as we're all enablers here, there's not really anyone in our relationship to say no. It's like, yeah, but it's like,
at least you're understanding though, like, you know, and vice versa, obviously.
Yeah, if you really, really want something, it doesn't take a lot of justification for them to be like, oh, go on then. Yeah, totally worth it. If it makes you happy.
Do share them, don't you, though?
Well, most of them. Not
That's
his
cool.
expensive ones, because he doesn't trust me. I can wear them around the house, and I can film them.
You can wear them around the house. Just not outside.
Just not outdoors. Yeah, I am quite a clumsy person. Obviously, like I get a lot of loans and stuff in, and I'm very careful with them. But when like they're my own watches, just fling my arms about. I bash them into. I'm the person that like walks into door handles and stuff. So
I get that. Me too.
I think therefore it's more dangerous to wear them in the house then, surely.
Yeah.
So you could make a case for wearing them outside if you wanted to. So
smart. I like that. I like that. Hello, I watched your play profit video and absolutely love it. Mentioned I own two, both are titaniums. Yeah, they are weighty, so titanium is definitely the way to go. Sorry, I have to say thank you for watching the video. Freaking love that watch. I love. After wearing it, it's just I didn't want to give it back.
That was one of Hairspring's origin story pieces, if I remember rightly. Yeah, so Eric Gustafsson that runs Hairspring. Everybody should follow him, by the way. I'm sure that he said a lecturer at uni had one on and he didn't know anything about watches and he asked what it was for, how it worked, and that was part of why he got into watches. So there you go.
Cool. History lesson there. A bit of additional information, people.
Always relevant.
Can't get my hands on the summer blue. No one can. As mentioned in my video, like not any boutique that I've spoken to has seen one yet. Not a single one. And they were released last Watches and Wonders, I think. Which is mad. Like it's actually just crazy. Did you guys hear that the Moon Swatch is being sold online now?
No.
Who could have predicted that?
I really want the one with the little Snoopy on. I'm gonna have to
yeah. So apparently they are being sold online now. I literally read it before we came on here. But I'm being told they're only available in the US and China.
Oh.
Why?
It'll roll into the UK, I'm sure.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Those are big markets, aren't they? Like really big markets. So
Grand Seiko buggers for doing that though.
Yeah.
Do you don't really you guys know, like obviously Shari like works for a watch boutique. You need some chocolate or something?
I wish that there's a small person next to me, like in a cinema, who's opening the world's biggest, noisiest chocolate.
And she's literally cleaning the cupboard like Annie. She's like, I want to clean the cupboards, mine.
Okay. Wait for them to like.
She keeps like ducking behind the computer.
It's cute. They're giving you a bit of privacy there, mostly.
In bed, it's like 10 to 8. Isabella, I know you can hear me. Got school tomorrow.
Back to school, isn't it?
Mine went back last week.
I went back about a month ago.
Oh, really?
Maybe 2 weeks ago. Everything's different up here. We just do weird stuff.
I mean, we're Leicestershire, not quite Scotland, but we went last week, and then Coventry went this week. So.
There is a little bit more structure. I say a little bit more structure today than our previous 2 lives, which were kind of just let's just fly by the seat of our pants situations. So I did give the ladies a little bit of a heads up. Of just
ready.
What the hell we're going to do today?
Oh, you don't want to see that.
So we're going to have a little chat about Geneva Watch Days, not weeks, and some of our highlights on there as well. And then I did reach out on Instagram, and there are a couple of questions that I think would be good for us to cover. And obviously, anyone in the comments section, if you wanna ask us a question, I will try my best to see it. So if you ladies can also keep an eye out, because I'm clearly not very good at this.
Okay, we'll help.
Okay, so first off, like, which was one of the highlights of your Geneva Watch Days research?
So, my favourite was, I've screenshot it, the moon phase malachite Frederick How did you say it? How did you say it? In my finest accent, Frederick Constant. But yeah, I love that one. I love the dial. I love stones. So malachite dial did it for me. But I really like that. I thought it was cool. You know what, weirdly, I know we've had this conversation before where we're like, Breitling is quite big. But I really, really, really like this one and would definitely smash that on my wrist.
Who's that?
It's like the rose gold Breitling.
Oh, do you know what? I quite enjoyed that one as well.
Yeah, I thought that was nice. I love the little moon. Like the moon on the moon face looks really angry.
Right. So, sorry, I'm not am I quick enough to do this? Probably not. Right. Let's have a look. I want to see that face up close and personal. I think we need to see the angry face.
On the moon. I do have a bit of moon.
Do you know, I love a moon phase. It's like I feel like it's one of the most useless, one of the most useless complications.
You take that back.
But if you were a werewolf,
literally,
if you're a werewolf, it's or the tide. It's a problem for you, but it's also one of the most beautiful, and I love it. So don't come for me, Shah. I'm saying I love them. No, I can't find it. I'm just too slow. Send me a link. But yeah, I really liked that one as well. And rose gold as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a massive rose gold person, but I think it works really nicely with like the black and rose gold always does look really nice, to be fair. But yeah. So that was my 2 top picks. And oh my gosh, sorry, this isn't, well, it is a watch, but it's not like, I'll show you. Hang on, it's Bulgari. So you know what's coming, don't you?
Hold on. Oh, okay, yeah, no, hold on. Wait, I can do this.
It looks like Link. We have a snake, and my little girl just said, it looks like Link. There you go. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't wear it, but I can appreciate the beauty in it.
it's so not what I would have necessarily picked out for myself on paper.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just said I wouldn't wear it, but if someone gave it to me, I definitely wouldn't say it.
Oh,
like, come on, everybody!
I was being forced to.
Oh.
Oh, go on then. Oh, it's.
I bet that's one of those ones you absolutely have to see, and you'd probably be wowed by, right?
I think so. I mean, I'd wear it to work if I was in the shop, or if I was going.
I'd wear it to Asda. You've got to be open-minded, right? Yeah. You would need to justify it. I mean, I presume it's not, pennies. So yeah, Asda.
No, I can imagine it's quite a lot of money. Hold on. Yeah, just a casual €256.
I can imagine someone giving that to me. M&S. When I get my sponsorship deal. I'm joking. Maybe I should just do OnlyFans. No, that was a joke.
If I had nicer feet.
Yes.
I mean, I was going to also pick the Serpenti.
Were you?
Yeah. I really want one. I want like just their standard like single wrap white dial Serpenti because I think they're just freaking cool.
It's cool, isn't it?
But this is just so extra, and I love like the little mouth that's got like.
Yeah. But that's like traditional kind of Edwardian Victorian sort of watches that where it's hidden, and then in the kind of just after the Art Deco period, you get a lot of those as well that are kind of flip watches and things. But that's such a design classic, isn't it? I think that's one of the few watches actively aimed at women that is a classic that you would gravitate towards, and
absolutely,
definitely,
years and years. You could always pull it out, couldn't you?
Yeah, I think you're probably the best person for it. You must get loads of different watches in different eras coming through the auctions. Anything like that you've seen?
We do, and what's interesting is watches aimed at women. Traditionally, we are seeing them finally go up in value a little bit. So for the however many 13, 14 years I've been doing this, we've just been saying to clients the whole time, no, it's more about steel sports watches, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not about gold, and no, it's not about ladies' watches. But what we can't get enough of in is Cartier, obviously. Everybody knows that. But stone dials from like Piaget and that kind of thing, and dress watches for men and women now with integrated bracelets, that kind of thing. So top end stuff. But yeah, some of the smaller women's watches definitely coming up a little bit, which is obviously great. That's good to see. But yeah, I feel so lucky that we handle just about everything. So
cool. Off topic for Geneva, but are you seeing a shift in what's becoming more popular? Because I know there's been like a massive surge in sports watches the last few years that have just come around. But the last few years, I know, like since Piaget have started bringing out more stone dials.
Yep.
A lot of other companies are starting to follow suit in terms of like, the stone dial. Do you find them edging a bit more into the dress watch style now?
Yeah, so maybe it's that idea of reviving things that has brought the kind of dressier watches back a little bit. So yeah, as they go back into their archives, and maybe people, it's a familiarity thing as well. But then also everything comes back around, right? So you have got that 30-year cycle. So it kind of felt inevitable, not to take the romance out of it or anything, but it has to or had to happen. So, but yeah, I think looking back, I think that has helped. That has helped them maybe come back a little bit more as well. Yeah. And what we all keep saying is like, oh, why did we not buy up X, Y, and Z when it was cheap? And I keep thinking, well, what's inexpensive now? But you can't actually imagine the available cheaper stuff becoming popular. You can't project that. So, but yeah, stone dials, Piaget. Yeah, we can't get enough of them.
I know, you only need a crystal ball, hey?
I know.
I always say, I remember selling, not even that long ago, but like when I first started, we used to sell pre-owned stainless steel Daytonas for like $4,000.
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't long time ago. But if you knew then what you knew
Wild.
now, you would
I know.
literally snap them up.
Started my first job and like steal Rolexes. They just come in and you just kind of wouldn't even really think about it. Just like,
Exactly.
£1,500, £2,000, like, and off they would go, and you wouldn't think anything of it. So yeah,
I remember buying an
Things
Air King. I bought an Air King for £750.
it's mental.
Wow.
I know.
Mental.
I mean, I should have kept it. I didn't. I don't want this anymore. I'm going to sell it.
I know.
But like £750.
Yeah. So it's either the OnlyFans idea or the crystal ball. If we did both, I'm sure that we could achieve a lot here.
I think so too.
Sorry, Isabella. She's got a skipping rope out.
James, biggest news. Blank Pan's I think he means new.
Mhm.
Founding date of
Yeah, they've adjusted that then, have they?
18. Did you mean new?
Think about it.
You did mean new, damn it. I've briefly saw something about this. Is it the date? Their original founding date was wrong.
I'm just going to put the light on.
Was it not Periscope again, talking about them leaning into history that it might not have been 100% verifiable?
Thank you, and that one.
Didn't they originally put something like 17 something as their
Possibly.
original founding date?
Mm-hmm.
James, I feel like you probably have something to say about this.
No, put that one back on.
Periscope, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was a lie. What was the original date that they had on there then? I wonder.
Did you see Periscope's latest comment about the
Amiga?
Speedmaster? Should I look into it? He said. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's juicy. It sounds, if that's correct, that is mental.
I don't understand what's going on.
Hold on, let's wrap this one up. Thank you, James. So originally, the Blank Pan apparently said their birth date was 1735, but it's now 1415.
What?
What? I mean, when you're young, you lie about how old you are to get a Facebook account. You don't lie on your company's stuff.
I lie about how old I am all the time. 25.
No, I'm old enough to remember ordering fake IDs over the internet when the internet was just like a very new thing, and the whole thing was we wanted to be older, so.
Yeah, you always want to be older when you're younger, and then when you're younger, you want to be. When you're older, you want to be younger. It's literally.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what Blank Pan wanted to do.
I wanted to go out drinking earlier.
Yeah.
Now they're like, actually, we're younger than we say we will be. Yeah. So, shall we very briefly talk about the Periscope Amiga situation?
I don't feel like we know enough about it, but or yet, right?
So, go and check out Periscope for anyone who's watching.
Everybody should check them out anyway. Again, there's another person that everybody should follow. Absolutely.
Definitely. But yeah, so something about the Speedmaster and potentially them not being 100% legitimate on the Moonwatch situation. How best to say it, because it's still sort of a massive question mark over it.
Yeah, maybe don't.
It will rock. I think it will rock the watch industry if that turns out to be not true.
Oh, really?
Oh, look, just to go back to the ID thing, Hayley, Watch Me Move on Watches, got ID'd for wine.
You ID for what?
I can believe it.
Yeah,
I can believe it.
God. There's still hope for me yet.
Yes.
I mean, joking.
I don't get ID'd anymore.
I don't really think I ever did. Always looked old. Because I work from home as well now, like I barely wear makeup. So obviously
makes me look younger. But then even then, I'll go and buy wine at lunch in preparation for like after work drinks. Still don't get ID'd. I'm like, what do I have? Like, is this it? This is it now. Please ID me.
I know.
Why are you're offended when they don't ask you for your ID?
Yeah. Well, our friend Kate Lacey laughed at me because I said something about ID, but it wasn't related to alcohol. I can't remember the conversation, but she was just like, "I'm not going to ID you, hen," like as in to get a drink. And I was like, I didn't think I looked 21. I can't remember what it was, but she made me feel really old.
She definitely didn't mean it, I'm sure.
That's just lovely. Yeah.
She'll probably apologise for it for like the rest of her life.
Profusely. But so Geneva Watch Days, what like sticks in my head and will always stick in my head is the Studio Underdog Moser. Just what a juxtaposition, and how much fun, and how lovely for Richard, and just all of that. It's just really sweet.
Hold on, I've got them up. So we were at the Cambridge Red Bar event on Saturday, and we had Studio Underdog there.
Oh, yeah, some of those watches are so cool. I love them.
There happened to be the Studio Underdog version of the Moses Studio Underdog collaboration in attendance, which was
in attendance on its own.
Singular, yes. I don't think they were allowed the Moser one. I think they're really fun. It's probably not a combination or a collaboration that I would have expected.
No,
but that's what makes it so great.
Yeah, it's a cool one. Like, yeah, I like it.
Sorry, I'm plugging in my laptop.
They got a bit of shtick from some people, not from everyone, by the way. This about the like the way they dragged it out and they marketed it pre-launch.
It didn't feel too much to me. Was it only like a week or something or less?
I didn't understand it, but the like the cocktail and the food making videos I found really entertaining.
It was cute.
It was cute. It was cute and it was fun. I'm a big fan of both of those brands, like individually. Yeah, I didn't really expect them to collaborate together, but
quite well.
Yeah, they are a bit spenny.
Just
60,000.
I don't
think you have to buy both.
Yeah, they're not attainable, really, are they? Well, not like me anyway.
Yeah. Limited to 100 watches, sold only as a pair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which I say bothers me a little bit.
Right.
Just in the fact that if you want a piece of Moser, like a little snippet of Moser, this was potentially a way into, I guess, the way that I don't really want to compare it to him, but yeah, like the Omega Swatch collaboration, when if you couldn't get a Speedy, you could get a Swatch, and it was like a little snippet of it, and yeah, 60k is kind of punchy for that. For wanting a piece of it, I think it's going to be quite limiting. Not many people are going to be able to afford them or get hold of them with only 100 in circulation.
Yeah, but you can understand why there's only 100 if they cost that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a good point about the ordering of the movements and things like that. So if they can only order in bulk, then that's quite difficult for a lot of. I mean, there must be another couple of brands. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head. Smaller brands that use the Seagull movements, but yeah, you can only bulk order them, and I don't think Studio Underdog is up at 10,000, per release. So yeah, that's interesting, isn't it?
I wonder what their sales are doing. I mean, hopefully, I absolutely love Studio Underdog, so I do hope this really helps their sales as well. And it's such a fun.
I think it's great, and I think it's it's well deserved, and I kind of like that fun image, and I like, as I say, I like the juxtaposition. But my favorite one from them still is from the charity auction that we did last year, because it was like a gradient blue to blue dial, and still each one that's come out, I've thought it's not as nice, do you know, that way, and that one's still my favorite. So
I really like, they do, I don't know what it's called, the brown one, the brown, it fades into like a brown.
What's the other color in it? Brown with
Moser.
No, I'm talking about Studio Underdog. Sorry.
Underdog, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let me find it. I don't really know much about Moser as a brand, apart from I've seen a couple of them. They're really expensive.
They've got a cool history though. And then with that, the Streamliner, I remember that came out. I think the first one was released roughly when, again, I met you, Lucy. So it's kind of merged in my head. And one of the first kind of watch magazines I've got is on the front.
Yeah. You see that? It's like brown, just brown and brown.
I don't see brown, but it looks grey.
No, I promise. It's like a goldy brown.
All right, okay.
I promise. Could be grey.
Might be grey.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can phone back. Sorry.
What our best series? Which series is that? We just got lots of kids going on here.
Children, and every time I move out of the way, the light, I don't know if the screen's I come back on and it's like
That's fine, you look great.
Right. Shari, which one was it? Let me have a look. Yeah.
So was it not Moser that was an existing older brand that was essentially revived as well? Because I'm sure we've dealt with Moser pocket watches.
Oh,
Moser
okay.
pocket watches.
I'm tempted to Google it, but that's what's in my mind. And I'm sure that Ed was on the show with Ricky recently talking about that as well.
What's the origin of the Moser brand?
Moser
Moser watches history. Wow, 500,000 watches.
Wow.
1828.
Yeah, and there's a couple in the V&A as well. There's some Moser pocket watches.
Oh, pocket watch would be amazing.
Yeah, but you get that with a lot of brands. Like, and sometimes you would think when the current releases like wristwatches are kind of really expensive. You then you go back and you look at the pocket watches, and because I guess they're pocket watches, they're quite affordable. So you can kind of have a piece of a brand historically. I actually wrote about that from the perspective when I did something for Oracle Time. I was talking about Hoyer wristwatches and how obviously they've become pretty unaffordable for me anyway. Yeah. The original Hoyer ones, but like you can get like dashboard timers and things like that. That's not portable, it's not for the rest, but it is a little bit of the brand that is still really affordable. So I could do my sales pitch for like alternative watches, but that's my recommendation for the brands that are big and expensive now or less affordable now, is look at the much older stuff. Look at auction and you'd be surprised what you can get. So
yeah. So you still got a piece of it on your wrist. It doesn't matter if it's new or old. Or even
and you know, because we have, I mean, you can get little manual wind Rolex.
Yeah,
some of them are you know, the smaller like ladies size ones. You can get them for like £200-300. So anyway, digressing.
No, that's cool.
It's kind of what we do, to be honest. We're good. We're really good at that digressing.
Yeah, well, it's vaguely relevant, surely.
No, it is. It's the same as what we said earlier. Like trends just come back in, and I'm adamant pocket watches. I've been adamant for about a year or so now that pocket watches are making a comeback, and they have to. Because they haven't done the 30-year cycle thing, really, actually, when you think about it. But do you not think that your mobile phone is like a pocket watch? It's very inconvenient to lift your phone in and out of your pocket to tell the time. But the majority of the time, that's what I do. So it's like a pocket watch, right? It's like a modern day pocket watch. So
I'm not going to take full credit for that because I'm pretty sure I've heard someone else say it as well, but it has occurred to me that is what we're doing. So there you go.
I mean, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, that's
so we just need to get actual pocket watches now.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely next on my list.
Cool pocket watch. Where to come to.
Love them.
It's ingenious.
See, even under the cuff agrees.
Yeah.
Maybe design a phone that looks like a pocket watch. I mean, phones are getting bigger, not smaller.
But I remember like I had a couple of mobile phones that were like teeny tiny, like when I was about 20, like they just got smaller and smaller to the point that, like they were ridiculous. And then obviously they got a bit more intelligent. So yeah.
Which is difficult for women because designers make women's clothes with the smallest of pockets.
Or fake pockets, the worst thing ever.
Fake pockets frustrate me.
Yep. So disappointing.
Right. What's next on our list? Sorry, we're procrastinating, as we always do, I suppose. Where's the one? Where is it? Hold on. I got it.
I could recount some of the list too if you want.
I got it. Hold on. No, it's me. It's literally me trying to find which screen I want to share because I've got about 20 tabs going on.
Oh no, you're one of them.
Ugh. Only for this. I'm being prepared.
Okay,
I'm trying to be prepared for this show today.
Okay.
And it's clearly not gone that well. But I'm trying, people. Okay, just take it easy.
I think you're doing fine.
I absolutely love this one. So it is. Oh God, I'm going to butcher it. Constantine's shaken. Shake it. Yeah,
I got into trouble for that from Dave. It's he said chiken, I think, because I said shaken.
Chiken, isn't it?
Chiken, and he was like shaken, like Shaken Stevens. So Dave does not.
I can just imagine him saying it like that as well.
Poor Dave.
Chiken. Sorry.
Chiken. See? Thanks, Ed.
Thanks, Ed.
Always there, keeping us right.
Pronunciation lessons for Lucy. Yeah, I think this is just so cool. I love their designs anyway because they're always kind of out there. But have you seen how thin this little bad boy is? So
cool.
Look at that. So it's 1.65 millimeters thick. Mm-hmm. It's so small. It's ridiculous. How? But then it's like a key wound automatic movement as well in there. Like, how?
It's crazy. Top down, it looks really nice, but then I don't know how well it's sitting on that chap's wrist, and obviously I know that it would look ridiculous on mine. But I'd still really like to see it.
I wonder what the actual dimension of it is, because that would be interesting to see. I think
lug to lug actually looks like it might be the main, like the bigger.
That's usually the way, because I loved the Octo Finissimo. Obviously, incredibly thin, cool looking thing, but it just sat on my wrist like a plate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I understand that it's, it's a super, super thin watch, but can you also make it like slightly smaller?
Made to measure just for Lucy?
Yeah. I don't want much. Just, just make it even smaller, please. Thank you.
Don't call them shaken and they might.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I always love this design as well. They're always trying to outdo themselves, which I really like. They must sit in there. They must sit there and just go, right, how can we make this even thinner? Like, how are they going to make a watch that's even thinner than 1.65 millimeters? This is the best comment. And now I've got the song stuck in the head. So thank you, Glenn. We'll sing that. After another beer, I'll probably dance around.
After the video is off.
Yeah.
Or during.
No one needs to see that. Although I did say I'm wearing my favourite Wednesday top.
Oh, that's cool.
Hi, Chloe.
Hey. Hi, Chloe. So I met Chloe on the weekend as well.
Me too.
It was a full house at Red Bar. It was really cool.
It was really, really busy, wasn't it? Yeah.
She brought along some formats, which I don't really get to see very often. So it was really nice. And obviously, it's good to have more women at watch meets. Right. Moving swiftly on. So I did put, because normally we end up rambling for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, we'll just be on for about an hour. It'll be fine. And then we get a bit carried away, and 2 hours later, we're like, we should probably wrap up now. Okay, so I put a little message out on Instagram to see whether anyone had any questions. So, how many companies? So this is Watchtism, which is also a great Instagram name. How many companies don't have to make it a ladies' watch because diamonds or small? My girlfriend hates that. So I'm guessing by that it's how do we feel about the diamonds and small female, like ladies' watch shtick? I think we've had something like this before, but obviously Sarah.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just going to say if you're not a watchy person, like, so if you aren't actively interested in watches, possibly that might be what someone might go for, you know, that a woman might go for. So before I was into watches, I might have gone for something prettier, probably. In fact, I think I did have a fossil with a kind of mosaic mother of pearl dial on it. And yeah, I suppose that was traditionally would be considered a kind of feminine thing. But it kind of bothers me. I think it would be better to just you can categorize them by size on a lot of brand websites, but just take out the ladies and the gents bit. I did that in my previous job with cataloging and just took it out because you wouldn't want a non-watchy woman, for example, to just not look at the men's watches in the way that a lot of women wouldn't look at men's clothes. They just wouldn't even cross their mind to do it. So I would rather take out all the labeling completely. So I'm not saying don't make a watch like that. Make them smaller, put diamonds on them if you want, but you don't need to categorize them like that. And display wise, perhaps less of a kind of separation between the what you would have gendered them like before. If I'm not being very articulate, I'm not known for being articulate or concise, but it doesn't bother me as such. I just would take the labels away, perhaps. And I'm not in the modern watch industry, so I don't know how easy that is, but certainly for me, it's not a type of watch I gravitate towards, although I can appreciate them, but it's more from a jewelry perspective I appreciate them. So again, somebody like Piaget or Bulgari or somebody like that, they do a lot of great things that look like that. So not annoying as such. There's a place for them, but just less labels.
I suppose working with a lot of vintage pieces as well, like a lot of the men's sizings before are kind of typical female watch sizes now. So you could be searching for ladies' watches, but the men's section could have 34 mil, 33 mil watches in it, which you would actually really love.
Yeah, that is true as well. Vintage sizes generally, can be a lot smaller, and I think that would be better as well to think about it in an open-minded way for women too, and men, because obviously we hear a lot of guys say to me, clients will be like, oh, I've just got such a small wrist, and I just think, how many times have I heard that? No, you don't. These watches are just a little bit bigger, and there's a place for all different sizes, of course, but just like try them on, see what you like. And have seen a few guys wearing smaller Cartier watches, obviously. So you see that sometimes, don't you? And particularly small ones. And yeah, it's just about being open-minded, I think, and getting to try them all on. And if you can get your hands on the vintage ones, it can really kind of open your mind to it all with smaller size.
I definitely think it's getting better in the modern watch industry, especially with labeling men and women's. I know we have to on our website just for Google, but I do think we do try and not to sort of say men's more. We normally just put the product and then the description, but we do have to sometimes. So
yeah,
I know.
Sorry.
But that's interesting about Google though, right? So maybe if I wasn't into watches, I might Google women's watches. Do you know what I mean? And that would be, you wouldn't want your company to appear lower in the search results for the sake of that. So I hadn't thought about that actually. I was just looking at it from our perspective or from a brand perspective, but I guess for a retailer that's quite important.
Yeah,
so that's interesting.
Our best selling ladies' watches are diamond set ones.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You know, the older generation, they don't want a big gents watch. The amount of comments I get for wearing big watches, they want a nice, pretty wristwatch. So, yeah, I think it's just personal preference, isn't it?
No,
and
totally.
Like you say, if you're into watches like we are, then we want cooler stuff. But if you just want a little watch,
yeah. There's also that thing of, I think it's really interesting, like people that aren't kind of watchy will have one watch that they might wear.
Yeah, 100%.
And they wear that. Or if they do have two, they've got one dressy diamond one and one kind of other one. Whereas we, as by habit, will have multiples. Like, so yeah, we've got some work to do. We need people to have more watches. We need to blur the genders, try them all on, new and old.
Yeah, I agree with you, Sarah. Take the labels away, but there is a need for it, and there are
for Google.
I think there's there's arguments for both sides.
But I'm pretty sure that's why we have to do it, because I've asked before, and I think that's the answer I got.
And I think I only ever had one or two clients who would email and say, "I'm sorry, but is this a men's watch?"
Yeah.
And I would be like, traditionally that would have been called blah, and that's I suppose that it sounds like we're being awkward, but I think the idea is to make it less awkward and more inclusive. And I think the current cataloguing, some of our things do say ladies and gents, so it does vary from one auction house to the other. But like, as a woman, if you're then able to look at men's watches, it's just like it all opens up to you.
Yeah.
Do you know that way? And there's quite a lot more literature and commentary and history on watches traditionally marketed at men, so it does kind of open up the entire thing to you that way. It's more skewed like that. I think watches with a purpose, obviously there's a narrative there versus a watch that was maybe just, kind of aimed at people going out for the evening. So if it was a watch for diving, there's just that's a much bigger story and a kind of timeline with that. So when you get into watches, you are drawn into that kind of space rather than ladies' watches, which would perhaps be more of maybe a jewelry history if they were covered, which there's just much less written about that side of it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Luchabetic Mark, thank you for the awesome live stream. It's Big Man Wednesday must watch. Way. Thank you very much for your super comment. Thank you. I love the icon as well. Very cool. Makes me want to the escapement show.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Do you feel that the two-tone boat is sailing? Are two-tone watches still very popular with women? I feel there's a resurgence for men 4 or so years ago, but see less interest around them now.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. I think gold is very popular, obviously rated, and then obviously steel is very popular. But we don't tend to buy in a lot of 2-color these days.
That's interesting. I love a bicolor watch, but I think maybe that's that's not a common kind of thing. And come to think of it, there are not really many famous. Everybody's going to correct me here, but obviously Rolex bicolor watches, there's plenty of them. But thinking about other brands, I'm not sure it's been quite such a big success for them.
No, there's like, they do a Panthera, that's 2-color, don't they?
Cartier do quite a lot of two-tone.
Yeah, of course. See, there you go. I knew I would have forgotten a big one. Yeah, the Panthera looks great in 2 colors.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it looks the best, in my opinion, in 2 colors. Yeah.
Do you find a lot of the, like when Rolex Steel was really difficult to get hold of, the next ones along that were available with a 2-tone, and then they're full gold ranges. So I think a lot of people maybe went for like the next available closest thing to Steel.
Yeah.
Just because I noticed that a lot of them a lot of the 2-tone in the gold were available for like when the Steel were no longer available, and then slowly the 2-tone stopped being available in the stores that I looked at, and then it was only the gold that you could actually physically buy. So I don't know whether that was just a me and what I saw within the watch boutiques, but that's kind of what I noticed a few years ago. But I think the 2-tone in vintage is coming back. I'm not a huge 2-tone fan, but the old school vintages. Sorry, Sherry.
I like 2-tone because I like to wear gold, but can't actually afford a gold watch. So you get that color of hint of gold that you can wear with your gold jewelry if you've got a 2-color watch. So best of both worlds.
True, very true. Yeah. See, I have been I've followed your account for a really long time. I like smaller watches because I have chicken wrists.
Everybody thinks they've got a tiny wrist.
No, you probably have a normal size wrist. It's fine. Just watches keep getting bigger.
True. This one's huge. That's the smallest thing because the strap is too big. Because it's designed for a man.
I do.
Sorry. I was just going to say that's the thing at work that's hard because I try them all on when I get down to London, and none of them fit me because they're the bracelets because they've all been bought originally by men. So I mean that kind of annoys me. Like I never put one on, and I've just like the last one was like a Kermit or something, and I was like trying to get a good photo, and I was like they never just fit.
No, a lot of them don't fit the guys either, which makes me laugh. I'm like,
true.
Put another hole in there.
I've been keeping an eye out for a lot of vintage integrated bracelets. They're not integrated bracelets, but bracelets that are basically they have to be cut to size. I don't know is there a proper name for them? When the case and the bracelet is all one piece.
The
size that they need to they basically get cut to size. The ones that I've been looking at are actually even though I'm part of the risk committee, they're still too small for me. A lot of the I've been looking at Creedor, which they're still very firmly on my list. But yeah, a lot of them are just way too small for my wrist, and obviously there's no going back from that.
Yeah.
Once they're cut to size and they're too small, you can't. That's it.
No pressure.
So I'm like, damn it! Someone Chrono 24 just searching what's the wrist size? I'm like, no, that won't fit. Agreed. Lucy, full 2-tone and some 2-tone are now under RRP pre-owned. Yes. Again, as Sarah said, pre-owned. Get to watch auctions.
Yay.
What's the watch Lucy wears? This is my Grand Seiko SBGA 413. This is my baby. This is Cherry. Do you guys name your watches, or is that just a me thing?
That's a you thing, I think.
I refer to one as my husband and my other one as my...
What's the word? Relationships with yours?
Although I think I've switched them round, so I think by Tudor Nightmare 925 was referred to as a husband, but the chronograph Suisse was also a husband. So I don't know. So many of them. No names though.
When I go out the street.
Gareth Curtis, how did each of you get into watches? Sarah, I think I've answered this question before, but I'll ask Sarah.
I've got my full origin story on Scottish watches. There's a few episodes, just to drop that in there. I started as a jewellery specialist at an auction house, and on my first day, they were like, "Oh, you're going to be doing watches and coins as well." And I didn't know anything about watches and coins. But after a few years covering all three categories, I sort of moved into watches because I started to see some really amazing stuff. And we sold a Speedmaster for an awful lot of money. It was one of the red marker racing dial ones. And the rest is history. I never looked back. And to be honest, jewelry's never captivated me really that much since. It's about the history. So I was saying about how gents watches, you can really get into it and read about them, and there's so much literature and commentary, and I just was totally drawn into all of that. So that's my story. And then it turned into it moved over around the time that I met you, Lucy, to be more of a kind of personal passion as well. So now I'm just obsessed professionally and personally.
All consuming. You do for work and it's your hobby. Like, exactly. It's yeah. Shari.
Yeah, you can ask me now. Okay, I've always liked watches even as a teenager. I used to have a cutout of Audrey Hepburn from a magazine, and I'm pretty sure it's a Cartier advert.
She's like one of my idols. Sorry.
Me too. I loved her. But I'm pretty sure it was a Cartier watch advert, and I just had it on my wall with the Backstreet Boys. And then when I was 19 or 20, I applied for a job in a jeweler's and got it. And my first watch that I bought from it's the same one I work in now, was an Omega Constellation. And from I bought that when I was for my 21st birthday when I was 21. It was my first proper big girl watch. And since then I didn't buy them a lot when I was younger because money. But then as I've got older and I've come to appreciate them more, I'm like, oh, I need that. Oh, I need that. Gotta have one of those.
Less to justify the spend.
Exactly. And people always think, oh, you get given them by the brands, but we absolutely don't. I got given, I have had a couple of freebies. I got a Raymond Vale when I was about 27, and a Garmin, and that's it. So yeah, I buy them all. I pay for them all. And people always think that you take them, oh, you can just go and pick a watch from the window and wear it. No, we absolutely do not do that. Yes, we put them on to take a picture, but we literally handle them with the utmost care, and then it goes straight back. So yeah, it's not something that we do. Just putting that out there.
The problem is real. The problem affects us financially.
I wish we could just go and to be fair, no, some of the pre-owned ones we probably could, but we don't because if you break, you pay. But it just makes me laugh the way people are like, oh, you can just go and get one from the window. No. We don't do that.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Where's she gone? Kelly's in the house. Kelly. Hi. Hi, Kelly. Thanks for joining. Okay, next question. This might be a bit of a quicker one. So, do other women take notice of the watches that you wear, or are they indifferent? Or do you notice what other women are wearing as well?
I wouldn't just say it was women. I don't look at people's watches and be like, look what they're wearing. But you do notice, don't you? Like, oh, oh, they've got a Tag Heuer on, or oh, they've got a cool G-Shock on. Like, I went to the coffee shop this morning and the girl was wearing massive G-Shock and it looked amazing. And I was like, nice watch. I love watches. And she's like, okay, weirdo.
This is free coffee. Calm down.
Yeah, literally.
You definitely notice what people are wearing without even trying. It's weird.
Yeah.
So, that way, it's like suddenly you're perving on this watch and you're staring, you haven't even noticed, but you're like, it catches your eye, like a nice car will catch your eye and you don't kind of notice. But do women notice what I'm wearing? Not really. I think literally once or twice a woman has said to me, I like what you're wearing, and actually they both kind of knew me, so it would just be a context thing. But again, I think that's just a level of interest. But a lot of guys don't either. Like, it's me that starts the conversation about watches. It's me that was always the one that will try and like push it around. I spoke to the guy that delivered like the Tesco shop recently and told him about Red Bar. I think the poor guy just wanted to go home, and I was just like, oh, I really like your watch, man. It's that Seiko. So it's me that does it, not everyone else.
Just casually like looking at people's wrists as they walk by.
Yeah, it can get you into trouble sometimes. You have to be very careful about who you're looking at. Some people get quite uncomfortable.
I worry that I'm staring too hard. Like, I'll do it all the time. And again, it's even worse when your other half is also into watches, because we'll both be like, wait, I think they're wearing a Speedy. I think it's this edition. But then obviously the more you question it, the more you stare at their wrist, and then like my brain just automatically goes to, what if they think I'm trying to steal it from them? Not that
exactly.
Like,
yep.
Why is this random lady just completely staring at my wrist?
Yeah.
And you go to point it out, and then you just see them like hide their wrist a bit, and you're like,
yep.
It's really
a shame. It is a shame.
You're a stalker, I promise.
But that comes from that kind of anxiety now about the stories that you do hear. And, you know, I think we probably all know someone that it has actually happened to, you know, so it's secondhand information of so I kind of get why some people are uncomfortable. Although I can't see how anyone could ever be threatened by my face. So like that. Oh.
She's not going to run off with it. It'll be fine. Kelly, weirdly, it was during a full body scan for my one year post skin cancer appointment.
She said she had a full conversation with someone about Red Bar. Had ever told you?
Sorry.
Yep. Oh. You've got to get that conversation around to the Red Bar at some point.
I mean, watch nerds are everywhere. You'll find them.
Loads of people in the police are watching.
If it comes to a meet up, it may be weird. You see my full body. Welcome to our watch meet. Oh yeah, I have no shame. I have got a lot of my friends into watches, not many of them to the level, or anywhere close to the level I guess we are. But enough to like now when I wear a watch, they'll notice and they'll point it out. Or if someone else near us is wearing a watch that they like, they'll be like, Lucy, that's quite a nice watch, isn't it? And like they'll point it out and they'll be like, oh, I really like that watch you were talking about the other day, or that watch you had on for review. Like, I really liked that. And they'll message me about it. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Encouraging.
Yeah. I also think it's really nice how like we would never be friends in real life because
thanks, Sherry.
Yeah, but we would never meet. Do you know what I mean? Like, we don't live near each other. But as a watch community, we all come together because we all love these same things.
Yeah.
And we all get on really well. So it's nice because you get to meet so many people that you would never be able to meet in real, like, you know, in your living life. So I think it's really cool that we're all joined together with this little love.
It is such a lovely community. Like, I mean, I'm not part of any other community, but I'd struggle to imagine a group of people that would meet together that would be enthusiasts, that would be so welcoming of somebody with a watch worth £20 versus one worth 20 grand. Also, regardless of gender, like income, all of these things, everyone's just really really friendly. And then something like Red Bar, I think once you get over the nerves of going there,
Yeah.
and the fact that you don't need to just talk about watches, it is just a shared interest. I mean, I think the first couple of minutes you admire what you're kind of wearing, and then you're catching up on like stuff with your family and your work and things like that. And Instagram, you're right. How would it have worked before this? I just don't think you could have had it, because I mean, at the beginning of the internet with forums and things like that, and that's how people shared information, and a very different vibe and a different kind of purpose and everything like that. So yeah, I like to think it is really, really welcoming, isn't it? And you can make proper friends that you talk absolute nonsense about watches, and then you've made a friend for life.
Exactly.
A lot of it's like a gateway into actual friendship.
Gateway. It sounds ominous, but like in a good way.
Join the cult. But it's funny that they always used to say, like, don't meet people on the internet, like, don't talk to strangers on the internet. And like the majority of my friends these days are just random strangers that I met off the internet.
Yeah.
Including my boyfriend. So Mark Hackman, hello Mark. Hi, by the way. My wife once walked into a conversation at her office with a co-worker talking about their expensive Movado while wearing fashion 1921. A watch no one at her job has commented on. What? No one?
Why not more? Okay.
It's literally, like, honestly, just reading it, I'm like, my little heart's going. I'm like, I need that watch in my life. That is like, if anyone wants to gift me £36,000 for a Vacheron American 1921, people.
When my thingy pops off, I'll get you on, babes.
We'll get a sponsorship. We'll get an alcoholic sponsorship. I'll get some craft beer in. You get M&S to sponsor you. Be well away.
I'll get Scottish Water to sponsor us.
Yeah.
Get an Iron Brew sponsorship or something. I don't know. So do you baby your watches, or are you scared about them getting scratched, for example, or do you wear them and take every scratch as a memory of the watch life and your relationship with it? So everyone here should hopefully know my stance on this, and that is they're made to be worn. I'm clumsy, although vintage watches is a different ball game. But I'll let you guys answer this one.
I start out babying them 100%. I think with anything, clothes and shoes, you do that though, don't you? You're like, I'm going to keep this nice, like your mum would tell you when you were little. Oh, you've got to keep those for good or whatever. But I definitely did that with the Tudor, and because I was aware the silver case was going to be softer, and I think I was just a bit intimidated by the whole thing. I felt uncomfortable that I'd spent this much money on a watch, and I'd never bought a new watch either because I love vintage and everything like that. And I definitely did baby it. And now I have to like sort of stop myself wearing it all the time and stop being so casual with it, because I do worry. It's got a couple of scratches and like a couple of tiny nicks, and I'm like, But I never bought it to keep it or to sell it at some point or for any other reason than to wear it. So you just have to remind yourself of that. And they are part of the relationship with it, right? I've talked about this like too much, but there's a story that goes with everything and with these watches, and that's what we look for when we're buying an old one or working with an old one or cataloging it, looking for the story. So we just have to remember that we're part of our watch's story, right? And then you don't cry when you whack it off something or door handle like every day.
I guess that's when you get past that first scratch. That first scratch probably hurts the most.
Yeah.
Gateway scratch.
Gateway scratch. See? There's a lot of gateways going on.
I'm very clumsy, so it doesn't take very long.
Cool. Next question is Mark Time to Watch. If you had to recommend a watch podcast, which would it be?
I mean, come on, guys. There's only one. The number one watches podcast in the whole world actually is Scottish Watches. But genuinely, I do listen to a few others, but I would say that I'm biased, but I 100% would recommend it just for the variety of guests and the types of show and the things that they cover and everything. And it's funny as well. Some of the watch podcasts I've listened to have been quite dry, but Ricky and Dave make it hilarious. But to bring up Hairspring again, he's got the Hairspring podcast, which is really good as well. And I quite like Significant Watches, Eric Wind. But that's maybe if you're sort of deeper into it, because they use a lot of reference numbers and they sometimes don't mention the watch brand. But if you're really, really into it, Significant Watches is a good one as well. But obviously Scottish Watches, like.
Well, that goes without saying. Mark Time to Watch actually has a podcast, and it is called Time to Collaborate. And I think Sam mentioned
Calibrate?
Calibrate. Collaborate and listen.
Collaborate and calibrate.
Calibrate and listen. Oh my God, theme tune. We've sorted it. Collaborate and listen. Mark, if you're gonna use that,
royalties.
we'll record it for you.
Not me though. You're the better singer.
No, you said no one ever.
That's not true. I've heard you sing. In the car.
Get your finger guns out. Be the background dancer, and the cheerleader. I'm good at that. I'm great at that. I would agree with both of yours actually. Yeah. Scottish Watches. I remember 10 and 2. 10 and 2 was probably my favourite when I first started out.
With Cat. Mm-hmm.
Cat and Catelyn, yeah, just because they were women talking about watches, and it was just so refreshing to hear women, like, it was relatable. Obviously, they're not doing it anymore, but my second one was obviously Scottish Watches. It's how I've met a lot of people, actually, and I got, like, more involved into the watch industry. Weirdly co-hosted on an interview with Sarah. So, yeah. Now she's here with a crazy Instagram account. But yeah, like Time to Calibrate, I started listening to very recently. I've got into audiobooks, so that kind of is where my brain goes currently. But I do dip into like watch podcasts still, and Time to Calibrate was I found it really refreshing. So as you said, Sarah, like some of them are so hardcore watch nerdery, engineering. Oh yeah, I just know all of these reference numbers off the top of my head, and let's talk about this, the makings of this silicon hairspring and the origins of it, and like why it was made the way it was. I'm like, that's great.
Yeah,
love that.
There's a place for it. No,
I'm not good at reference numbers. I think it must be a man thing that like movie quotes and reference numbers it just gets stuck in their head, and I don't know how
I envy it. I'm good with a few that we see quite regularly, and that can help. Yeah, you rhymed that one off really easily. But in terms of non-watchy podcasts, I should be a rep for Help I Sexted My Boss.
Oh my God, that's so good.
Absolutely adore that podcast. Got me through genuinely really hard times, but just absolute distraction, with Jordan North and William Hanson just laughing. And it would make me laugh. And it I love that. So that's a non-watch one. I
think to me, like watches, there's a place for this seriousness of watches and horology.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to me, the majority of the time, I just find fun in it and joy. And that's what I want from a podcast. That's what I want from content on Instagram, on YouTube. I want something that's going to bring me that little spark of joy. Don't take yourself too seriously. Yes, give me the information that I need, but do it in a way that just makes me feel more relaxed, rather than I don't want to feel like I'm in school and I need to be writing stuff down.
Yeah.
As a personal preference, but then obviously I also like to know about the in-depth bits. full research for, you know, some of my videos, and also, I really love that watch. I want to do more investigation into it. So there is a place for it. But if I'm listening to a podcast, and I kind of want that lightheartedness to go along with it.
Yeah, a few rude jokes thrown in there.
Yeah, pearl necklaces.
I just worked out what you said. I'm never going to live that down.
Never.
Honestly.
Never, Sarah. I'm going to bring it up at every possible opportunity.
I did know what it meant. I just didn't know Ricky was like that. So when he made that comment, it went right over my head, so to speak. So that, yeah. Shocking.
Ricky, both Ricky and Dave, probably Ricky more specifically, he's very good at placing traps that you don't see.
Yeah.
And then you'll just start rambling, and then you'll end up like tumbling into a horrifically like impractical sexual innuendo that you never intended to.
Yep.
But yeah, you end up that way.
There was a show recently with Formex, because they obviously did the limited edition with Formex.
I love that, by the way. The loom on the back.
Oh my God.
Brilliant.
Just everything
Absolutely
about it.
Brilliant.
So lovely. But so he's talking to Raf from Formex, and he threw a joke in so quick, and then Raf just picked up on the joke, and then they just went on. There was no giggling or anything. And it was brilliant, because it kept it, if you might not have noticed it, so it kept it highbrow, talking about this watch release, but it was also in the gutter. So
and there's definitely a drinking game there, 100%. Listen to any Scottish Watches podcast, I think. And yeah, if you play a drinking game of where the innuendos are and where people fall down, you're like, oh, that's not what I meant. I think you'll end up drunk by the end of the episode.
By the intro, because it's not even innuendos, it's just the same intro with the same joke every time.
There's some really good ones, but maybe we can cover these. Like, favorite brand logo, I think will be a really cool one. I'll prepare that for another time, I think, because then I can actually get some tabs open with some brand logos, and we'll do a this or that maybe. I think. Okay, last one from here. I'm going to go with thoughts on the Chapek Flying Diamonds. Also, lovely watch, but fun to hear pronunciations of it. Cha, like cha-cha. And now, like, all I have in my head is like the cha-cha dance.
Pronunciation of Chapek?
Yeah, like cha-cha, is what
well, it's a CZ, right?
Yeah.
So, with my limited Polish, cha would be right. No, I'm going to regret this. And you would know that, Lucy. Does that not sound CZ?
I'm not Polish.
French. No, I know, but with your
Bosnian. I'm Bosnian.
I know. No, but we discovered that the Polish numbers were the same as in Bosnian, because we had this whole conversation. And Bosnian, I was on the tip of my tongue, and now it looks like I didn't remember, and I did.
I think we spent an hour going through, like, counting to 20 repeatedly.
Yeah, see, because I was doing it in Polish and you were doing it in Bosnian, and then Simona was doing it in Bulgarian. That was a wild night. That one.
Oh yeah, we're so crazy. Like, okay, let's count to 20 in multiple languages that sound very similar. When you count to 20.
Right. No, it is. It's a cha. CZ is a cha in Polish, but Chapek's not. I forget where they're from. I'm so sorry.
It's one of the few that I'm able to pronounce.
Give us some credit. See, so there's Hans and Cog saying Zapek. I think it's a CZ. It's Chapek.
Yeah. I've seen them at the last couple of Watch Pros. And it's Chapek.
Good.
I love them. I do love their designs.
I really like them.
James Porter and Son stock them, I think, and I'm pretty sure I got to try a couple on, and yeah, really, really nice. But another one of those ones that if you weren't watching, you wouldn't know about, but something that must be tried on and must be seen.
Yeah.
Because the open case backs on them to be able to see the movements, which were also beautiful as well. I haven't seen this one though.
Yeah, it's one of the things I love. So I think this is like quite a new release. So the Antarctic Polar Sky and Flying Diamonds.
Oh yeah.
I'm such a sucker for an adventuring dial.
Me too.
I think they're beautiful. And this is really simple, which is amazing. Fan of their bracelets. This little diamond. Diamond markers. Okay. Do you know what? It's diamond without being in your face diamond.
I didn't know. I didn't realize. I thought they were steel or white gold. Yeah.
But actually, it matches. Like, it blends so well.
Yeah.
It's the kind of diamond that I would really appreciate.
Yeah.
I see the back.
It's performing a function. It's not decorative, right? It is the hour markers. And look at that.
Oh. Honestly, I love looking at Chapek movements, where they're just so good to look at. And we've gone back. Stop sharing. There you go. But yeah, I love them. I think they're beautiful. What about you guys? Fan of it?
Absolutely. Love it.
Yes.
Who knew Richard Bent's surname it was pronounced Bent's?
I just thought it was Bence. I didn't think there was a T sound in it. I thought it was Bence. Bence. Yeah. Ricky loves to correct people on that. It's Bence, not Bent.
Here you go. Schooled, Matt. Schooled. Dan at Somlo.
Hey.
Oh, so Dan is Somlo in Burlington Arcade in London, and he has one of my Grail watches, probably, hopefully, still in
many people's Grail watches. I would think.
Many people's. So obviously, we were talking briefly earlier about like stone dials, vintage dials. He has it's like a two-faced Piaget with two dials on it. It's onyx and mother of pearl, and it's a full gold. Like the watch case is part of the bracelet.
Yeah,
I'm literally obsessed.
Oh my goodness.
But if you're ever in London, head to Burlington Arcade, head to Somno's. He loves the show.
Show me it next time. You have to show us this specific watch.
I have to. So
Patek, though, there we go. Look, because he's saying about Chapek. Yeah, so yeah, that does make sense, doesn't it?
Patek and Chapek. Chapek was originally Patek and Chapek before joined up with Adrian Philippe.
Yeah.
I don't know if it missed that already. You haven't. You've educated a few people. But that's it. We should probably wrap up, ladies. That's been slightly over the hour, but still better than the previous two. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. It's been awesome. Shari, Sarah, thank you very much for joining. Do you want to plug yourselves? Go on, Shari. Sarah, you've done a Ricky.
What? Oh, come on. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
We were keeping this PG, Sarah. Come on now. That's
anyway.
Next show, I'm getting you to talk about the necklace story.
What? Sorry.
Next show, people have to tune in now.
Oh, I can't do next week.
We haven't figured out a date yet. I don't know when this is going to be whether it's going to be a regular thing. Make sure you keep an eye on my Instagram, my YouTube channel, and I'll post when I'm next doing a live. But Shari, would you like to talk about your channel?
I don't really have one, but if you want to follow, it's Shari Francis, and I'm a shit poster. I like to post shit memes on my stories, but I'm funny.
I like humour with my watches. That's why we're friends.
Exactly.
Sarah, where can people find you?
On Instagram at Her Watches with lots of photos of my wrist at the same angle I've discovered when you look at my grid. And I post a lot more stories than I do actual posts. But so when I'm at work, when I go down to London, which I'm doing next week, I will spam everybody with all the stuff in the upcoming auction. So yeah, get to see some good stuff. So yes, that's me.
Perfect. I'm excited for it. Keep an eye out on our on my Instagram as well, because I'm going to go meet these ladies, and the other two that were on the previous two shows, Kate and Sam. We're going to go meet those next week. We're going to have like a girly get together, and we're going to do watchy nerdy stuff. So keep an eye out on the Instagrams. And as these lovely people say, make sure if you have enjoyed it, do the YouTubey. I feel like I'm on my channel. Do the YouTubey things. Make sure you've liked it. Share it to your friends, and just watch it back if you have missed anything. Hit the like button, like it owes you money. So please hit that like button. Obviously, the more support and interactions you get, the better. So if you have enjoyed it, hit the like, and make sure you go follow these beautiful ladies. But that's it. That is the show, people. So we're going to smile and wave, and we will see you very soon. Bye.
Bye.